Hi, I'm Cale, and this is Jack, and welcome to our 2014
music review.
Today we're going to talk about some of our favourite albums of 2014 and some of our favourite tracks. I think we're going to start with a few shout-outs.
Indeed.
Yeah. And Jack's going to do a few of his albums that didn't make the cut. But
yeah, a few that didn't make the cut. First of all, Arca, Zen, great album. Didn't quite make it. War on Drugs, Ben Frost, Andy Stott, Mogwai, Liars, Aphex Twin, Bus Driver. Yeah, they're my shout-outs.
All decent albums, but
didn't quite make it for me.
I disagree on some of those, and you'll see in a minute. But they're quite high on my list, some of those albums. But yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say apart from, for me, 2014 was defined by PC music, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I thought the music from Sophie and Hey Cutie and A.G. Cook, I mean, I love the song Beautiful by A.G. Cook, absolutely great. Saw them live as well, the tape Britain, late last year. Really good, really enjoyed it. No album though, they didn't release an album, any of them from the collective. Definitely give them a listen. PC music, future of electronic music. But just my opinion. Do you want to start with your top 10 list?
Top 10. We're kicking it off with Thom Yorke, Tomorrow's Modern Boxes. A nice experimental electronic release from the famous Thom Yorke from Radiohead. Don't know if where's the album? Don't know if it's as good as the Eraser, but I'd still check it out. Like, it's still got some nice tracks on there. At number 9 we have Actress, Ghettoville. Darren J. Cunningham comes in with some fantastic IDM music. Sort of very long. It's like the longest album on my list, nearly 90 minutes of IDM sort of experiments. Number 8, FK Twigs, LP1, electronic hip hop extravaganza from whatever her name is. But she comes in with a really nice textured album here, some nice beats, production's insane, like the vocals are even better.
Amazing voice, yeah.
Really nice voice. Really enjoyed the album, it lived up to the expectations in my opinion. Number 7 we have some Vincent, her self-titled album, a nice, probably the poppiest album on my list, the most sort of mixing some electronic as well, like very poppy. She's very sort of energetic throughout. It's like a very pacey, 35-minute album.
But definitely more poppy than her previous stuff, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Her other stuff's more song, well, kind of. But yeah, very experimental as well.
Art pop, I think is what people have described it as.
Yeah,
okay. Nothing like Lady Gaga's album.
No. But yeah, very nice album. Number 6 we have Run the Jewels with Run the Jewels 2. Probably the hardiest, grittiest hip-hop album I've heard this year. Very full-on, very energetic as well. And really enjoyed LP and Killer Mike working together on this project. Like, they work so well together.
We've got the remake of this album. The remix of this album.
Yeah, Meow the Jewels or whatever it's called.
Using cat noises, which was kickstarted, so that should be interesting.
And Run the Jewels 3 coming next year.
This year, I think.
So that should be good.
Can't confirm that, but.
Number 5 we have Bad Bad Not Good with 3, their third album, mixing together some jazz and hip hop, especially like the jazz fusion with like electronic. Really nice album. Very well produced from these 3 guys from Toronto. Looking forward to their release this year coming up with Ghostface Killah. Looking to see what sort of sounds they're getting into on that. Number 4 we have Caribou, Our Love, a nice electronic house IDM EDM release. Really nice album. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's his 4th album and it's probably his best out of the 4. It's got some probably the catchiest songs on the year. At number 3 we have Sun Kil Moon with Benji. Very different to all the albums I've got on this list. Very sort of sort of down, emo even, like singer-song.
It's folk at all? Is that
sort of folk singer-songwriter, like really nice sort of storytelling album. Like, you know, the highlight of the album is just
lyrically, it's probably the
lyrically,
best on it.
Yeah, talks about Carissa a lot. I'm not going to say that. And it's probably like my favourite sort of album for listening to on journeys and stuff. Like, takes you through like this whole story, which is amazing. Number 2, we have Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, Pinata. This collab, this well-awaited collab, came in early in March, I think. Sort of an underground hip-hop album with Madlib on the production and Freddie Gibbs rapping. Freddie Gibbs is really, like, works so well with Madlib here, on top of his solid production. Like, you can never fault Madlib, really. Not as good as Mad Villainy, but still a great, solid project. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Number 1, we have Flying Lotus with You're Dead. That's my album of the year, with a sort of jazz fusion, electronic hip hop, famous Flying Lotus, Stephen Ellison. And it's probably, same with Caribou, I suppose, it's his 4th album.
Yeah.
Maybe his 5th, might be his 5th. But his first was crap anyway. But it's probably his best, in my opinion. I would check it out if you're into jazz, electronic, hip-hop music.
And he features his alter ego on the album, which I thought was quite fun.
Captain Murphy. Yeah. My favourite song off the album is the hit single that came out with Kendrick Lamar, Never Catch Me. Fantastic song. Like, they work so well together, them two. I'm hoping they, you know, continue that. And
we should do the production for his next album.
Yeah, hoping to see what they get onto in the future. Definitely better than all his other releases, but they're all very good. I'd check these out.
Yep, give them a listen.
Yeah, and that's it. Passing over to you, Cale.
Okay, start on number 10. Yeah. This is an album I only really got into recently. Clipping by Clipping. The album actually has no vowels, but their name does. Experimental hip-hop trio, I think. Yeah, 2 producers. So it's like noise, glitchy production. Lyrically, maybe not the best.
Quite industrial.
Yeah, but really good. Yeah, I mean, I listened to this for the production. I really enjoyed it. Some experimental stuff that I hadn't really seen anywhere else before. At number 9, I have The Unnatural World by Have a Nice Life. And this is their 2nd album. I think they've... Yeah. This is shoegaze, post-rock, like Jeroni guitars. Very dark, gloomy, quite a depressing album, but I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I mean, the first album, I don't know if you've listened to that at all.
Death Consciousness.
Death Consciousness, really good album as well. This is a bit different, this is a bit more ironic. Some really good songs though. Number 8, I've got The Satanist by Behemoth. Behemoth, I don't know how you pronounce it, I imagine it's Behemoth. They're a Polish extreme metal band. And that's not really the genre of the album. This is quite different to some of their other albums, so I hear. I mean, I haven't listened to many of their other ones. It's described as blackened death metal. So I don't know if anyone last year listened to Sunbather. I mean, that was definitely one of my favourite albums from last year. That was black metal, and this is a mixture of death metal and black metal. Very powerful and sometimes catchy metal, which was surprising. I mean, I'm not really into metal, but this was great. And number 7, I have Why Do the Heathen Rage? This is connected to the last album in a way. This is by the Soft Pink Truth, electronic producer, I don't know his name. And this is a satirical, in a way, I mean, some people would disagree with me, satirical album of black metal covers. And I don't think I've heard any of the songs on here before in their original form, but these covers, electronic, experimental production, different genres, quite funny at times, a number of different guest vocalists. It was just a fun album, I'd say. My favourite song on that was Satanic Black Devotion, and I'd also check out Black Metal, and that's Soft Pink Truth. Number 6, I have What Is This Heart? by How to Dress Well. That's the pseudonym of Thom. And this is also some alternative R&B, soul music. This is his third album. I really like the previous one, actually. This album's got a nice picture of his face on the cover as well.
Very full on.
Very emotional album. He's done an EP before, Suicide Dreams or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of loss in this album. I think maybe some of his family had died when he were in it, so there's a lot of emotion. Really, just an amazing album, to be honest. And my favourite song is Poor Cyril. Yeah, really like that. Number 5, just like Jack, I've got 3 by Bad Bad Not Good. Yeah, that's Jack's it. But yeah,
Favourite song. Yeah.
Favourite song, Can't Leave the Night, actually. That was gonna say. And this is a trio from Toronto. If we hadn't said that earlier, I don't think we did. Yeah, definitely listen to that. Really chill album.
So easy to listen to.
So easy to listen to.
You keep coming back to it.
And number 4, Here and Nowhere Else by Cloud Nothings. This is their 3rd album? I don't know, 4th album. Previous album, Attack on Memory, I really loved. I think that's 2012, one of my favourite albums of that year. Some stuff left to be desired, though. I think that was a bit longer. This is a very short album, though, about 30 minutes. Very fast, energetic tracks. It's a lo-fi indie rock. Really good, though. Really good. Good music to rock out to. Definitely want to see this live. And my favourite song from that was Quieter Today. Number 3 is LP1 by FK Twigs. Jack's already talked about her, based in London, if I hadn't said earlier. This is her debut album. She's had 2 EPs beforehand, EP1, EP2. Originally she was actually called Twigs. Someone else had that name already, so they complained, and now it's FK Twigs, formerly known as. So that's where the name comes from. Yep, alternative R&B, very futuristic. I can see this as being very big in the next few years, influential. Some production from Arca on this album, and production from her, herself, so she's a very good producer herself. And the first EP, I think a lot of people compared it to James Blake, and that's kind of gone now. That's not really there anymore. Favourite songs on this album, though, when she whispers. I mean, I think that works really well with her voice.
Yeah.
On these songs. Number 2, Jack had this on his list as well. Our Love by Caribou. Yeah, this is Dan Snaith's 4th album as Caribou. I don't know, I can say much more. Favourite song was Can't Do Without. At number 1, Zen by Arca. Jack didn't have this on his list at all, but I thought this, when I look back at 2014, this will be the one album that I remember the most, I think. I think this is going to have a lot of influences on the future of hip-hop, of electronic music itself. It's a Venezuelan producer, Alejandro Gersi. Alejandro. Experimental, futuristic, industrial, gritty, violent electronic music.
Very glitchy.
Very sensual at times. The lead single was Thievery. If you've seen the video of that, you'll understand what I mean. And I'd say cinematic as well. Like, whenever I listen to this, I feel like maybe I'm in a film, and it would work very well with a film, some of the songs on here. Some of the songs are quite isolated, though. They're not. There is a central theme. It's a dark album, but each is a separate piece in a way. It's more of a collection of singles. I mean, you might disagree, but that's how I feel.
He'll be doing a soundtrack in the near future.
My favourite song that was Bullet Chained. A very violent song, very harsh sounding, and for me, that's a song that I think would work perfectly in something like A Clockwork Orange. If you read that, I think that's the type of thing that he should definitely go into writing musical film. And he also did the production on Users. So if you enjoyed it, I mean, that was only 2 songs, but if you did enjoy some of that, maybe worth giving a listen. For listening, guys, give us a like on Facebook, comment on the video, be brutal, be horrible.
Say what your top 10 were.
If you want. Well, we really don't care, to be honest.
Look at that,